Good morning children. Today we are going to continue with our lesson number 5 which we taught about language of chemistry. Okay, in this lesson what did we see? What is a change? What is a physical change? What is a chemical change? What is a chemical reaction? And what are all the characteristics of the chemical reaction? First there was a change in color, then there was a formation of the precipitate, and then we saw the change of smell. Today we are going to see the evolution of gas. Evolution of gas means when the reaction is going to happen, the gas will come out. Gas means what? Vapor like substance. Vapor means it can be form of bubbles or it can be form of fumes. Okay, when we light the camphor, karpooram patta veikumbodhu you get the fumes. Is it not? Fumes na black color oru varudhu. Adhe mari when we put petrol in the vehicles, there will be smoke coming out through the silencer. What is that? That and all are the evolution of gas. Examples for evolution of gas. That is, during some chemical reactions, gases are produced. Okay, because the nature of the reactants will produce the gas. The gases are actually the products, okay, which is formed in the gaseous state. Okay, so the gas which is coming out is also considered as a product. Okay, the gas which is evolved can be identified by doing some simple chemical test. We want to know which gas is being evolved, so we do the test and we find out. Now we have the example. This is sodium bicarbonate. This is the baking soda. This you can do at home also and see. Everybody will be having this baking soda. Baking soda means what? Which we use for baking the cakes, or sometimes we even put for appam, paniyaram and all. Okay, so this baking soda, when it reacts with acetic acid, what is this acid? This acid is nothing but vinegar. Okay, the same vinegar which we'll be using for doing this pickles or this cake items, all this. So when we mix those things, that is sodium bicarbonate, this is the formula. Sodium Na, bicarbonate is a radical, so HCO3. Okay, this sodium bicarbonate, when it is reacting with this acetic acid is CH3COH. This acid is a very mild acid. What is this? This is a mild acid. So this is CH3COOH. Okay, now when these two are getting reacted, what are all the products formed? Now, when an acid is getting reacted, this hydrogen atom is replaced with this sodium. So this Na will go and sit in the place of this H. So you will be getting sodium acetate, the name of the salt, or you can say the first product is sodium acetate. Then this water, okay, this H and this H will combine together, form H2, and then from this O3 we will take one O, so that will become water, and then there is carbon dioxide. Since it is evolved, that is, it is coming outside, we put this arrow, okay, upward arrow. This upward arrow gives two things, tells us two things. One is it is a gas. It is a gas. The upward arrow will tell us two things. The first one is it is a gas, and the second one is it is a coming out. That is, this is also a product which is coming to the top, or it is coming out. It is coming out, so it is not going down. In the precipitate case, in the precipitate example, we saw it is going down. The arrow is down. That means it is going to settle down. Here it will be going out. That is going into the atmosphere. So it is going up, and the moment you see this arrow, you can very well say this product is a gas. Okay, so carbon dioxide gas is evolved in the form of brisk effervescence. Brisk effervescence means, simple example, if you open a 7-Up bottle or a Miranda bottle, the first time when you open, what will you see? There will be small bubbles coming outside. So that bubbles is called as brisk effervescence. Brisk effervescence. You have to memorize this spelling. Okay, effer, E-F-F-E-R, effer, ves, V-E-S, ves, sense, C-E-N-C-E, effervescence. Brisk effervescence means small bubbles will be coming very fast, very brisk. Okay, so the presence of carbon dioxide can be confirmed. We have to confirm the gas which is coming out, this gas, as carbon dioxide. Okay, so how are we going to do? We are going to pass it through lime water. Okay, lime water means what? This is that water which we will be using for painting. In olden days, for painting you use that sunnamb. That sunnamb is called lime. So that lime water, it turns lime water into milk, milky color. Already the lime water would be somewhat in the white color only, but when we put carbon dioxide into that, it will turn totally into milky shade. Similarly, the presence of hydrogen gas, the hydrogen gas can be confirmed as it burns with a pop sound when a burning splint is brought near it. Okay, for carbon dioxide we use this lime water. For hydrogen gas we bring the burning splint. Burning splint means what? You take the matchstick. Okay, when you burn it, that is when you strike it on the matchstick, you get that burning thing. Okay, so it is confirmed as it burns with a pop sound. When you bring it near the hydrogen gas, that particular matchstick, burning matchstick, when you bring it towards the hydrogen gas, you will have that pop sound. Okay, and then there is some odor. Odor means what? I told you smell. In the last class itself we discussed about smell. So this ammonia, I have already told this example. This ammonia gas will have this pungent odor. Pungent odor is what? I told us that rotten egg smell. When the eggs are rotten, there will be a very bad smell. That is called pungent odor. This pungent odor you will get it in the gas also, in the cooking gas leakage and all. The moment there is a gas leak, we can understand there is some gas leak, because the smell is very bad, or it is very what? Pungent. That is what it is called, pungent odor. Pungent odor, ammonia. So these are all the types of confirming what are the types of gases. Okay, the first gas, common gas, is carbon dioxide, that you can find out using this lime water. The second gas is hydrogen. How we are doing? Bringing the burning splinter, it will give a pop sound. Then for ammonia, the pungent odor will tell us that gas is ammonia. Then for oxygen, how will you say for oxygen? The same matchstick. Okay, for the same splinter, here I am bringing a burning splint here. But if I don't bring a burning splint, I bring that off one, the matchstick, which I am going to off it off, and then when I bring it near the oxygen, immediately it will start burning, because burning or fire requires oxygen to burn. So these are all the simple cases where we can say the gas which is coming out is this gas. Okay, but for most of the reactions there will be gas coming out. We will not be bothered about those gases, because that is very less in quantity. We are not bothered about this. Okay, so evolution of gas, in the chemical reactions there can be gases evolved. Evolved means coming out. So that is why this upward arrow. Example which we are dealing is sodium bicarbonate. When it is mixed with acetic acid, you will get carbon dioxide as an output, whereas water is as a liquid. Okay, now coming to the next characteristic. Okay, the change of the physical state. Change of the physical state means from one state to another state. It can be from liquid to solid, or solid to liquid, or from liquid to gas. In either of the state there will be some change. Okay, how are we going to see? Some chemical reactions may result in the change of the state. Okay, for example, zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid. Zinc is a solid. Okay, hydrochloric acid is a liquid. So this is L. L means liquid. When both of them are combining, you will get zinc chloride. Zinc chloride and hydrogen. So hydrogen is coming out as a gas. See? So this is a gas. We will not write G. Instead of G, it is understood that if I put this arrow, it is a gas. So that is what? Hydrochloric acid is in the form of a liquid, but after reaction, I am going to get hydrogen, which is in the form of a gas. In hydrochloric acid, my hydrogen is in the form of a liquid, whereas my hydrogen here is a gas. Similarly, zinc is a solid. Whereas when it reacted with my hydrochloric acid, it gave me zinc chloride, which is a liquid, which is aqueous. Aqueous means liquid. This is also a liquid. Now coming to the next topic, which is the change of energy. Now what is this? Energy is either evolved, that is gone out, or it is being absorbed. We are going to discuss here. Chemical reactions generally involve a change of energy during the course of reaction. Either energy is absorbed or liberated. This is the main point during a chemical reaction. And this energy is in the form of heat or light. That is, we are going to be bothered only about heat energy or light energy. Okay, so sound is also produced, like in the case of the hydrogen conformation. Yes, the pop sound. Okay, but we are mostly bothered about this heat energy only. We are bothered mostly about this heat energy. So based on whether the heat energy is absorbed or liberated. Absorbed means it is taken inside. Liberated means it is given out. So we have two types of reactions. One is endo, another one is exo. Endo means inside. Endo. So it is going to take it inside. So the heat is going to be absorbed. So heat is going to be on the left hand side of the equation. That means heat is going to be taken inside. Okay, say for example for cooking our food. Okay, cooking. The moment it means cooking, I have to give heat energy in the form of my gas stove or induction stove or whichever way, or electric cooker, whichever way. I want to put water, I want to put rice, I will put water, and I will close the cooker, and either I place it on induction stove or on a gas stove, or I switch it on with the electric appliance, or I'll put it in the microwave oven. In all the means, I am going to give heat energy, or then only my rice will be cooked as boiled rice. Okay, similarly, the heat energy is taken inside for these reactions. So those type of reactions are called endothermic reactions. So the definition is very, very important. The chemical reactions in which heat energy is absorbed. You have to keep in mind the word endo means heat energy is absorbed. That's all. You can write all these sentences yourself. Chemical reactions in which the heat energy is absorbed from the surroundings are called endothermic reactions. The example here we are taking is carbon and sulfur. So carbon I am going to combine with sulfur, and there I have to give heat. Then only I will get carbon disulfide. Similarly, calcium carbonate is heated. That means simply I am going to heat calcium carbonate. That's why heat is put here. Okay, in that case I will be getting calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Okay, now we have to see what is exothermic. Exothermic means what? Heat energy is liberated. Liberated means it is gone out. It is going out, or called exothermic. Example, we are taking carbon with oxygen. You will be getting carbon dioxide plus heat. That means the heat is coming out. So it is coming out of the reaction. So it is on to the right hand side. In this case, all these cases, my heat was in the left hand side of the reaction. In this case, my heat energy is into the right hand side of the reaction. Okay. Example for exothermic reaction is respiration. Very, very important. When you respire, that is when you are breathing, our heat energy is coming out. That is why our body is maintaining the temperature of 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Is it not? If the temperature is less, then there is some problem. Or when the temperature is very more, then also there is a problem. Then when the burning of fuels like coal, petrol, all this will give heat energy. Is it not? The heat energy is given out. So these are all coming under exothermic. Okay. So here we have an example, the nail polish remover. When you apply the nail polish remover, you get the cooling effect. Okay. Why this cooling effect is coming? The nail polish remover will absorb the heat from our body. Okay, it will absorb the heat from the body, so that place is becoming cool. Same is the case of our evaporation. That is, when we do exercises, what will happen? The moment you do lot of workout or exercise or do a lot of running, you will be sweating a lot. Okay, you sit under the fan for 5 minutes. What will happen? The sweat all will get evaporated, and then if you touch that place, it will be very cool. So cooling, that is evaporation causes cooling, that much we know. So this cooling effect is because the heat is absorbed or it is taken inside. So those situations all come under endothermic. Exothermic, heat is liberated out, it is given out. So that all come under exothermic. Okay, we saw two types of reactions today based on the chemical energy, that is the change in energy. So today we have discussed three topics. One is the evolution of the gas, second one is change in the physical state, and the change in energy. Okay, go through all this. I will give you homework. This week I will be surely giving the homework. You have to complete the homework and send it to me. Okay, thank you.